Hello and welcome to another episode of My Backstage Pass. This is your host, Lee Zimmerman, and I'm here with my producer, co-host, and good buddy, Billy Hubbard. And today we are not only excited, we are honored to have Lucinda Williams join us as our guest. Hi, Lucinda. How are you?
Hi. I'm pretty good.
Where are you? You're on your bus. Where are you exactly right now at this very moment?
I have to go ask somebody.
Oh, okay. Well, you're on the
That's
road.
okay.
Yes,
Yes.
you're on the road.
I
And
mean, I thought we were in Knoxville.
no, you're not doing
But
Knoxville till the
we're
21st. So
okay.
you got a
You
little
know my
time.
schedule better than I do.
Well, you got a little time there. You can think about your Knoxville patter. Hey, I love being in Knoxville. You have several days to come up with that. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. So you're on tour right now.
Where are we right now?
We're in Bloomington, Illinois.
We're in
Oh.
Bloomington, Illinois.
Oh, well, that's a
Well,
lovely area.
Just
I'm
down
sure.
the road, yeah.
Yeah, just down the road, sort of. So this tour. This is like based on your memoir, isn't it? The Don't Tell Any.
We've been doing. We call them book shows.
Okay.
Yeah. It kind of just fell together pretty naturally because, I've always explained before when I do regular shows.
Yes.
I always tell stories about the songs.
Right.
I love that.
And so we decided to, do some shows that were, kind of more focused on that. Since the book had just come out,
Right.
the stories I was telling were the same stories that are in the book.
All right.
And Tom came up with the idea of Tom being my husband manager person.
Okay.
He came up with the idea of just focusing more on the stories and also showing we have photography, and we managed to find some home movie footage,
Wow.
video stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that when we have a couple of guys handling the visual part of it,
Mm-hmm.
and they put up, it connects. The visual connects with the story, which connects with the song.
It's multimedia, right? It's a multimedia extravaganza. That's what it sounds like here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
are,
People seem to really like it.
So are you reading excerpts from the book or?
No, I'm not reading anything from the book. I'm
Okay.
just
telling the stories.
Just telling the stories about, I'll get ready to sing a certain song and I'll explain. And I go in order of, the years that I was growing up.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I'll talk to the audience and I'll say, this was in 1961 and we were living in Macon, Georgia, and I was just starting to play guitar or something like that, And then
Right.
I'll play a song that, like I do that Elizabeth Cotton song, Freight Train.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And before I sing that, I'll say, I was just learning guitar and learning songs and getting into folk songs and everything. And I'll say, this was written by a woman named Elizabeth Cotton, who apparently was also the housekeeper of the Pete Seeger family.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if people get the irony in that or not. But
Yeah. Well, I would hope they do.
I would hope they do too.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't bother to explain the irony. I just say she was a housekeeper
Right.
for the Pete Seeger family, and then I sing Freight Train.
Right. Gotcha.
And then I'll move on to the next few years till I get to 1965 when I first discovered Bob Dylan's music.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the band comes out and we do a blistering version of, it takes a lot to laugh. It takes a train to cry.
Great. Okay. I love it.
Yeah. So we mix it in. It's not all acoustic sitting down.
Right.
You know,
Gotcha.
it kind of builds up to the band coming out, and we do more, band type songs.
Well,
so that's basically what it is.
Well, I mean, with your catalog and your history, how do you, for any show, how do you narrow down the tracks?
Yeah.
I mean, really, because you have so many favorites that people want to hear, it must be a challenge to kind of fit it all together.
It kind of is a challenge.
Yeah.
But one of the ways we came up with was like certain periods of time. I'll just say this was during the time, I was living in Austin, Texas, and
okay,
I wrote this song about this guy Blaze Foley, and then I'll do Drunken Angel.
Gotcha.
I love Blaze Foley.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Great. So
just I think I'm getting better at it as I go along. I'm learning as I go along.
I suspect that you had this down a while ago, suffice it to say. I just got to tell you, Lucinda, at this point in time, you have to be one of the most revered women in Americana. Maybe
wow.
Emmylou. I'm serious. Maybe Emmylou Harris. Dolly. She's kind of. But I can't think of another artist who has gotten so much acclaim. So many critical kudos, so many awards. I mean, 3 Grammys. Let's face it, that alone.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I'm not one of those artists who says, he or she doesn't care about having a Grammy.
Good for you.
That's bull.
Good for you.
I hate it when they do that.
I do too.
It is a big deal. It's a huge deal.
Yeah, they're lying.
Yeah, they are lying, aren't they, Billy? I mean, how could that not affect you? I mean,
it does affect you. It affects everything.
So, So when you go to work on a new project, do you think, well, I have a lot to live up to? I have a pretty high bar here. I mean, it could haunt you almost.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
When that's what happened after I made the car wheels on a gravel road.
Yeah. But to your credit,
I've got to follow that with another,
You succeeded admirably, Lucinda.
Thank you.
Seriously, because each of your albums is a standout. I don't know how else to put it. Each of your albums is a milestone, and the success that you've achieved over the course of your career.
If you keep going, you're going to make people jealous.
I'm sorry. I have to.
And then I'm going to have to deal with it.
Well, but I'm sorry. I mean, but
no, it's okay.
But you know this. I mean,
bless your heart.
Well,
thank you.
But you're such a celebrated artist. I feel like I'm going to keep going on because I got a momentum going here. But
we'll have to calm Lee down. He's getting.
Yeah, I'm really. I
don't see him get this excited very often.
Strap me into my chair here.
I've been very blessed over the years.
Well, that's a very modest statement. I mean, your last album.
Well,
they're just. The list.
Thank you.
Well, it's true.
Wow.
No, but it's true. Your last album, "Stories from a Rock and Roll Heart," what a great summation of your career. I mean, that album.
Thank you.
Really brings it together. That was last year. Do you have another project planned here going forward?
Yeah, I've been, writing and recording pretty much when I have time, trying to get a handful of songs together. And then we record with Ray Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
And, he's in Nashville and we're based there. I'm based there now. And Tom and I are. And, we've got a great relationship working with Ray where, once we get a handful of songs, we can call Ray up and say, hey, we want to come in and put some songs down, and and then it seems like I've usually worked that way over the years. Just I don't really sit and plan out the album like as a theme or anything. Just as much as just getting the songs together first, recording them, and then sit and decide which songs go the best together to make the album.
How many songs will you typically have to choose from when you are ready to go into the studio? Have you accumulated a whole wealth of material here, or?
Well, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Well, I love it when an artist says that's a good, because otherwise I feel like, well, I'm asking them the same stuff they always hear, So I like it when you say that. Yeah.
I don't know. We probably end up with, 10 or 15 songs maybe at a time.
Okay. All right.
Something like that. And I've got great musicians who are working with me now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Some of my regular guys who you might already know, like David Sutton on bass.
Sure.
We've got, and now we have Brady Blade on drums.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's pretty legendary.
He's played with pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
He played with Emmy for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, and I still have Doug Pettibone.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with me for a while, but now we also have Mark Ford on guitar.
Great. Yeah. He's terrific.
The Black Crowes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Mark and Doug trade off guitar licks, and it's pretty great.
I guess so.
Yeah, and Doug also adds pedal steel in.
Okay.
So that adds a nice touch.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had the pleasure of seeing you in concert several times. Last time I saw you was on the Outlaw Cruise, I guess in 2023. Yeah. And you really have the ability to convey these songs that we hear on record, to make them come alive in concert. And, it's a wonderful thing.
I've always wanted to be able to make sure that happened, because you know how sometimes you'll hear a record and then you go see the artist play.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come across as well, it seems like.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yes.
And then sometimes the artist is better live than on the record. And
right.
Sometimes, it's better on the record than live. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. It's often a difficult, as you say, it's difficult sometimes to transfer from studio to stage or stage back to studio. So having the ability to make that transition is really a terrific thing. Yeah. So how long is this tour for you? How long are you out for this time around?
We're supposed to be back around June 22nd or 23rd.
Oh, okay. Not too much longer to go.
So it's not too bad. Yeah. It's not one of those, 3 months out or something.
Right.
They try to, when they book, they try to make sure we have sprinkle some days off in there, here and there, and yeah.
So
we have a little break.
So you've been touring now for a little while. Do you still enjoy the touring? I mean, you still enjoy the routine of touring? And
well, this is what I do for a living, so
right. Some people hate their jobs, though, Lucinda.
I'll be honest. I mean, before we leave to go out again, I usually go through this little period where, I'm just not ready to leave the house yet.
Yeah.
I just want to stay home and be all cozy and watch bad movies on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I just wrap my head around it, and I'm always glad to see the guys. And, I've got such a great crew and a great band, and we're like a family. So like most people, when they go out on the road, but I hate packing. I hate getting ready to leave. That part of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I relate. I tell people that I like to travel, but I hate traveling. If that makes any sense, I think you
That's
can
a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it. By the way, if you want to make a song out of that, please give me a co-writing credit, please.
Okay.
Please. Okay. All right. So you've worked with so many wonderful, iconic artists in your career. I'm curious, is there anybody that you haven't worked with that you would love to work with that hasn't happened yet?
Do you mean, when you say work with, do you mean?
Well, record with, perform with, share a stage with.
Or record with.
Yeah, share a stage with, whatever. You know.
I always think, well, I have shared a stage with Bob Dylan.
I was thinking that,
He would have been one of my,
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I got to go on opening up for him and Van Morrison.
Wow.
This tour they did together.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I think it was called the Two Cranky Guys Tour. I just made that up. I'm just kidding.
It should have been called that. It should have been called. That's hilarious.
No offense taken.
Yeah, no. Everybody knows what you mean, I think.
Yeah, they
I know what you mean because I was out there with them.
I bet. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's the peak of the peak, really, isn't it?
Yeah. What I took away from it was that, sometimes, what you think you want may not be what you want, as far as huge fame and huge recognition, like way more than I have, and playing in big, gigantic arenas and just, because that carries a lot of other weight with it.
Right.
That you might not want.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It gives you a different perspective on fame and that kind of success and everything, because it's just different. You see what it would be like, on that level of things.
Well, I suspect that there are probably artists that have opened for you in the past and looked at you and said, wow, that's what success is about. That's what stardom is about. Yeah.
Well, see, that's what I'm trying to do is present a healthier version of, a success, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And some of the artists who open up for me, or some of them were, kind of young and, they're just getting started. And I always try to be real supportive and like I remember, what it was like.
Sure.
I tell you, the best example I know of is with all of this is when I went out and opened up for Tom Petty.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And he was kind of more like I am with regards to, up and coming, like how he related with up and coming artists.
Mm-hmm.
He never forgets. He's always very supportive and he's not cynical. And one of the shows we did, I remember, because, I would go out on stage and his audience would be sitting there with their arms folded across their laps, like, okay, like they're waiting for Tom to come out.
Yeah, right.
Body language.
And some of them are dressed. He had such hardcore fans, they dressed like him. Or they tried to dress.
Wow.
That hat from one of those videos he did, that hat, that tall, or that stovepipe hat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. That was the thing.
I'd look out in the audience and see guys out in the audience,
Yeah.
trying to look like Tom Petty. But anyway, so I'd go out and I'd do my set and everything. Well, one night before the show, Tom, I was getting ready to go. I walked out in front of the microphone and he followed me out on stage. he introduced me to his audience.
Cool.
You know, and he said, "Okay, you guys, you know, I want you to listen to this artist. She's really good. Pay attention." And you know, he did that for me. He presented me to his fans.
That's very
like
gracious.
That. Yeah,
very gracious.
It's so God, I loved him so much.
Wow, that
And
is.
I'm still grieving over the loss of him.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
You know,
I had the opportunity to work for Shelter Records, which was part of ABC Records, and I was at the very, very, very first Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers show after they left Gainesville and changed their name from Mudcrutch to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I saw them at this little club in West Palm Beach. And I remember we walked back to the dressing room. They were all great. And we walked back to the dressing room. There's this refrigerator there. And somebody had written on the side of the fridge, "Heartbreakers suck." And I couldn't figure out, how did that come up? Where's that about? It's crazy. But, you know, you never know.
And how did they respond?
Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, whatever. I don't think they took it too seriously. I had a chance to speak to Mike Campbell about a year ago, and I said, "Do you remember that?" He didn't remember it, so it must not have made a big impression. You know, it's nuts. Well, Lucinda, I know that you know we've kind of passed our time here, so I don't want to take advantage. But I just got to.
No, I'm sorry to mean to interrupt, but I was going to say the better interviews are the ones where it feels more like a conversation.
Oh, great.
With a friend, you know, just having a conversation with somebody rather than actually being interviewed. So you're doing a great job, and I'm not, and it's fun, and we can talk as long as we need to. I wanted to interject something. I wanted to just throw something in real quick.
Please.
Since you mentioned Mike Campbell, who I adore, we're going to do some shows with Mike and the Dirt Clods. Not the Dirt Clods.
His band. Yeah.
Yes. No, the Dirt Clods were that Knoxville band.
Oh, okay. Do you know? Billy,
I keep saying the wrong name. Mike Campbell and the
Dirty Knobs.
The Dirty Knobs.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I start to say the Dirty Knobs. I say the Dirt Clods.
Yeah, no, I'm amazed at myself that I was able to come up with that. I mean, it just shows.
Dirty. So we're going to do some shows with the Dirty Knobs.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
That's cool. Lee Mimi needs to start a new band called the Dirt Clods. That's cool.
Yeah, I think you've come up with the name.
I love the Dirt Clods.
Yeah,
why not? Remember them? The Knoxville band?
Billy, to you've been here longer than me.
To be honest, I have some long-term memory loss. Possibly.
That's his excuse.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's his excuse.
Those hippie days.
Yeah, no, I walked into the
great though.
Well, I walked into the studio earlier today, and he said, "Who are you?" And so he's got that issue going on for him, but that's okay. So when are those dates going to start? When are you doing? You got to get through this leg of the tour. It's okay. It's okay. You got to get through this leg of the tour. Yeah, one thing.
Yeah, it'll be after this leg of the tour.
Okay, that's very good.
Up and coming shows.
Right.
Yeah. They can go on the website and it should be up there. It should be posted on my website.
Perfect.
You know, simple web. LucindaWilliams.com.
That's easy to even Billy can remember that.
Yeah,
Billy,
yeah.
Lucinda Williams.
I think I can.
Yeah, that's good. So, but you mentioned earlier that you really are fond of Knoxville. You really like Knoxville.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
You're going to be at the Bijou the 21st. I was just looking for tickets. Well, yeah. I said, there's no need
at the Bijou Theater on the 21st.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular memories of Knoxville? I mean, what endears you to Knoxville?
Well, what introduced me the great people. When I first moved to Nashville, the people I liked the most were all from Knoxville.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I met a crowd of people who I just fell in with and hung out with and everything. One was the artist R.B. Morris.
Oh, yeah. He's a pal.
Yeah.
He's a pal. Yeah.
Yeah,
RB.
right.
Yep.
And the artist Voodoo Rocket. I think does that start to sound more familiar?
It does.
He's a wild and woolly character.
Voodoo Rocket. Billy just found something.
Yes.
Voodoo Rocket.
Voodoo Rocket. Yeah.
Yeah. New to me, but Billy just found it here.
I'm
on
not
the
sure if it's the
computer.
right one, but there is.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right. You got the yay. You know, because I gotta tell you, a lot of times in these interviews, I ask a question and the artist thinks the answer is multiple choice. I mean, that's so weird.
Yeah.
So you when you come up with an actual answer, it's very special.
Okay.
It's very special.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
He moved to Nashville for a while and was working for Hat Show Prince.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing that for a while. He does really beautiful work, like in the style kind of a Fenster, that folk outsider art. Folk
Okay.
art.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really good.
Wow. Okay. You might have a whole homecoming entourage greeting you when you come to Knoxville because the familiarity factor there.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. The last time I saw you at the Bijou, you were with Bonnie Raitt, which is a great.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You remember
I
that?
did. I did a bunch of shows with her not too long ago.
What a great double bill. What a great double bill. I mean,
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
She seems so. She
I
definitely
love
seems
her.
so.
Yeah, she is.
Well, again, I just got to say that it's such a joy to speak with you. I once did kind of an interview. I forget the particulars, but I was assigned to listen in on a conversation you had with another artist. I don't even remember who the other artist was. And it was weird because I was kind of eavesdropping on this conversation and I had to kind of write about it. It was very odd. It's very odd. And
sometimes some of the magazines, do this thing where they have one artist interview another artist.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It was,
I've done a couple of those.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
One was with, I did one with Katie Crutchfield from Waxahachie.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay, it wasn't her though.
Did it. Yeah, we did an interview thing together one time.
So the role is sort of reversed there. You're the interviewer. Someone else is the interviewee.
Yeah.
Was that okay? Did you like that?
Yeah. We got to be friends through it and everything, and we ended up doing some shows with them.
Oh, great! Led into other things. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
It's just a real pleasure.
You're so complimentary.
Well, I can't help it, Lucinda. I was almost going to say Ms. Williams throughout the interview. Almost because you're on a pedestal in my world, and so I can't help it. I'm sorry. You're an esteemed artist.
No, don't apologize.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can,
and I'm very grateful and honored and humbled.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
That's wonderful to have achieved what you've achieved and to appreciate it and really take it to heart. I mean, that's just a perfect perfect connection. That's great. Well, I wish you safe travels.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I know we're looking forward to seeing you in Knoxville on the 21st. So there you go. All right.
Great.
Well,
we're looking forward to being there.
Great. Well, you have a great journey. We'll see you soon, and really all the best to you. And thank you, Lucinda, for all you've given us. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a little outro here. big thanks to Lucinda Williams. What a great treat.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.
Folks, check out Lee Zimmerman's new book. He's quite an author. He's got a couple of them out there. The latest one is 30 Years Behind the Glass. It's about Jim Gaines, and now they're on Amazon. Please like, share, and subscribe to My Backstage Pass on your favorite platform.
Kevin Bradley, that was the question.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Right. Voodoo Rocket, Kevin Bradley.
Yeah.
You saved it.
Cool.
Lynched it. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Happy trails, and we'll see y'all next time.
Okay.
Thank you, Lucinda.
See you, Lucinda.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, y'all take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.